And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second last series of the night. It's been a long event so far, and it just keeps on going. Welcome back to the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle number 3, powered by ENDORFY. Welcome to the lower bracket finals to determine who faces off against Spirit in the grand finals.
Yes, indeed, and in truly Polish fashion, we have a PvP to decide.
Oh, yes. Yes, it comes down to a Protoss versus Protoss. Who's it going to be? We already had one big upset. This player here brought down Geralt in the previous series 2-1. Can he keep on going? As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT.
And across the map, we have his opponent. It is the blue Protoss player, also from Poland, of course, representing himself and his clan. His clan SWS, not quite sure what it stands for. It is Krystianer.
And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series in this best of 3. Will it be one Protoss or the other? Will be up to you to decide.
But speaking of, do you know what the SWS clan is?
Is it French?
I'm not sure, but the French caster is also from that clan.
Yeah. That's why I'm. Speaking of, shout out to Kanoya for covering the series. But yeah, I assume it is a French clan just because the casters are also in it as well. So just making that assumption.
I mean, it could be,
I don't
or it could be just an international one. Just happen to have a French caster.
Okay, possible.
I don't think I've seen it before, or at least I don't know the abbreviation of it.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll see how this does unfold. For the time being, we do see ArT going for a fake proxy pylon out towards the left-hand side. And meanwhile, Krystianer is on the hunt, throwing down his own pylon in the mineral line.
Yeah, I mean, I assume Krystianer did see the previous series as he was waiting for these two players to finish their series, and he did see how many proxies and other things ArT has done. So I'm sure Krystianer is aware that shenanigans may be happening.
Yeah, I mean, as we can see, it is going to be a fake pylon, but Krystianer might be fooled and might believe it's going to be a real one. For the time being, Krystianer opening up double adept is going to be a little bit more aggressive start here from Krystianer, zooming across the map. Meanwhile, ArT going for a standard Stalker and Sentry.
Which I feel like is very fitting for Krystianer to go for the more aggressive style, and we will see how ArT responds to that, because in the previous games he tended to be the one who's like more aggressive, who's like more cheeky, but maybe this time Krystianer will be able to get there before him.
Ooh, as ArT, he gets locked into the main base, which means he gets a full scout. He's fully aware of the Stargate on the way, and Krystianer is going to be hyper aggressive, not just with Glaive Adepts, or not just with Adepts, I should say, but also with Oracles as well.
Yeah, it looks like Krystianer, again, as you say, really wants to put the aggression on ArT, and we'll see how ArT wants to deal with that. As you said, he does have those sentries, so he has a bit of more defensive potential, but will that be enough? Because we have 4 Adepts already.
Yeah, 4 Adepts moving out, Oracle as well. Now again, ArT did scout everything, so ArT is fully aware of what's coming his way. We should soon be seeing a shield battery in the mineral line. We have the army as well, ready in the mineral line as well. So it's going to be difficult for Krystianer to get much damage done. But if he's careful, if he's delicate with his micro, then he won't necessarily lose it, and he could just come back again and continue to threaten these dives and threaten the mineral line for as long as he can.
Yeah, it looks like actually ArT is not making shield batteries. It looks like he just wants to defend with the units that he has at this moment. And he's even using that fake proxy pylon for a warp in.
Yeah, Adepts are going to be able to bypass the Adepts of Krystianer, so this might just completely catch Krystianer off guard as he is not prepared to defend back at home, so Adepts are shading across towards that natural. Meanwhile, the Oracle likewise does move out. Second Oracle's on the way. Krystianer taking up in towards the Twilight Council, is expanding back at home, but again has very minimal units to defend, so those Adepts have a lot of potential for damage.
Yeah, the Adepts do get into the main base of ArT, and they do not finish the shade as all the units are there, but they were not blocked this time.
They were not blocked. Meanwhile, Adepts reveal themselves, and Krystianer is ready, but alas, the wall-off is denied. We do miss the wall-off. Adepts get into the main.
Yeah, it looks like Krystianer was a bit too focused on the attack Yes, Adepts did get into the main base, but there are units there to defend. Meanwhile, the Adepts of ArT are in the main of Krystianer.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Oracles are going ham. 12 probes going down across the map. Meanwhile, 6 probes going down to only 2 Adepts. So ArT is getting more value, but does end up losing more probes across the map. Oh my god.
Yeah, 7 in total do go down on the Krystianer side. The 2 Oracles do a lot of damage though on the side of ArT, and they are still alive and well, so they will be coming back.
Yeah, exactly. There's some potential for more damage, but the sword count is now getting far too high, and Krystianer has respected. He does have to back off. Krystianer takes a worker lead, but is down in the army supply.
Yeah, and ArT is moving out. He is moving out with Stalkers and Sentries. There is a shield battery for Krystianer in his natural, so he will have a nice defensive position, but with the Sentries, you know, screwing up with the pathing, that may be interesting.
Yeah, force fields have potential, bearing in mind as well that Blink is about to finish up for ArT, so he will have that micro advantage as well compared to Krystianer. That's something he can use to try to break that natural base as he has arrived. He can even blink into the main.
Yeah, ArT is using this Phoenix for the high ground vision, and he will be blinking straight into the main base. At the same time, he's losing more probes back at home to those oracles, so he has to have some defenses there. But there are no shield batteries here.
Yeah, no shield batteries, no units in position either. Krystianer gets caught with his pants down. 7 probes go down. Massive economic damage. At the same time, Oracle across the map tries to get some more damage, but last it looks like the Stalkers will be able to shut it down, and the Oracle barely will escape.
Yeah, the Oracle barely escaped. And yeah, I mean, in the end, who's really victorious out of this? Like, they're exactly equal on workers, actually.
Yeah, the probe counts are very close between our players. Blink is now finally finishing up for Krystianer, so we're even when it comes to upgrades. When it comes to the main armies, Krystianer has a slight Stalker lead. Meanwhile, ArT is taking into a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, this is the first Dark Shrine we have seen since a few series now. We felt it before, but it was not time, and this is the game that ArT goes for the Dark Shrine. It isn't the main base, so it is not hidden as a proxy. Even Oracle or something flies in, like, it should be able to see it, but it won't be easy with all these stalkers around.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy here. Their Oracle is back at home, throwing down stasis traps. Krystianer is securing his third. Bearing in mind that Krystianer has a much faster third base than ArT because of the cancel that was forced earlier. So Krystianer will have a nice economic edge. But what about the detection? We'll have an Oracle for Revelations, but does not have a rope.
Yeah, there is no robo whatsoever on Krystianer's side. He only puts one now, but I don't know if this will be in time. I guess we will see the first Dark Templar is being warped in. Where is it warping in though?
Yeah, it's being warped in here right outside the natural base, so Krystianer's gonna have very little time to react. The Oracle will scout the pylon, and I'm curious, did he spot the shimmer of the DTs?
I think they're visible when they're being warped in, right? Like, as in, like, you can see the warping animation.
But did he notice the DTs
Yeah,
that waddling past the main army? Nice stasis here on the main army of ArT, but DT does waddle into the main base, into the natural as well, and probes are going down.
I don't think Krystianer saw it because he was focusing on those stalkers on the front, and the probes are completely defenseless. They are being forced off the line, but both bases are under the attack of the DTs, and everything is being focused in the third.
Yeah, and Krystianer has to deal with these Stalkers initially, and they will be able to blink away. Nice chase here. Some Stalkers are going down, but the DTs are still wreaking havoc and probes are still falling.
And he used a revelation on that single DT there, so he has no more revelations, I believe. Maybe one more, but not for 2 DTs.
Yeah, and the Observer, he can't come out. It's depowered. The Robo is depowered. We get one more revelation, but meanwhile, more depowering going on in the main base. We deny +1. We deny charge as well.
Yeah, this is going really well for ArT so far. I mean, he has getting a lot of value for those DTs. 3 different revelations have to be used, and now the Observer is out, but the damage has already been done.
Yeah, and just like that, ArT takes an economic lead. He's up by 4 probes back at home, so not a bad economic advantage. Likewise, charged on the way +1 as well. Was not depowered, so ArT is catching up in those upgrades.
Now, that's very interesting of you to point out that because all of those buildings were depowered, ArT was able to catch up in upgrades. As actually, Krystianer is just a little bit behind on them in effect. But yeah, overall, I mean, despite how much damage is being done, like, the players are quite even.
Yeah, it's still very close here as Krystianer moves out across the map. He will deny the fourth. Very nice cancel here from Krystianer, maintaining an even base count at the same time. Adept's going to be waddling into the natural. Now it's time for Krystianer to get some damage on himself.
Yeah, and the single stalker is not able to chase them effectively, so a lot of probes will be going down. There is a cannon in the main base, so at least that will be dealt with.
Yeah, that's 8 probes falling. ArT now falling behind in that economy, but has built up quite an army. Has Immortals, has Blink Stalkers, Chargelets as well, and ArT is getting ready for his move out.
Yeah, he's going in the middle of the map, but he's actually not quite sure if he should be going across the map yet. He decides to go back home instead, focus on that 4th base, and Krystianer decides to go for his own.
Yeah, 4th bases are on the way. ArT does have quite a terrifying army, especially with those Archons and Immortals in the mix. Krystianer mainly focusing on a purely Blink Stalker based army. So in a head-on fight, I do want to give the edge to ArT. Krystianer has a lot of potential micro-wise, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult to break through and get on top of those Immortals.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, ArT seems very careful. He's not quite sure what Krystianer has on his side and has to pick his battles. This choke point does not look great for him, though.
Yeah, pushing up this ramp is not going to be easy, so ArT is going to bypass the ramp, going for the rocks. Rocks are going to be knocked down, and ArT is making his way towards the 4th base of Krystianer.
Yeah, and he did destroy those rocks, and he will be kind of ambushing all of these stalkers that actually blink forward to deal with some of these stalkers already. The Immortals are still in the back, and now he's focusing on the 4th base.
Yeah, exactly. He does focus on the pylon, going for the shield batteries as well. The base is under fire, and the shield battery, so with the force field just toting Krystianer away.
Yeah, they're perfectly splitting the stalkers. I mean, they have blink, but even then, it's not easy to just get through all of these forces. And actually, the probes are being denied as well.
Yeah, again, ArT has the greater main army. It's just purely Blink Stalker for Krystianer. He just cannot engage, not with this kind of army, not against the complexity that ArT is working with. And Krystianer, he has to back up. He has to respect that army and is contained on 3 bases.
Yeah, it's also nice for ArT to have that observer parked over there because he sees the rotations of Krystianer, so he is able to adjust the positioning of his army, which is so crucial when you have those slow units like the Immortals. And yeah, he is taking this engagement and he is going forward.
Is going forward once again. Stasis Trap is going to be triggered already, but the prism is exposed, and finally it does go down.
Yeah, the priest goes down, but the rest of the army is still here, although ArT does not want to push into the shield batteries and decides to reinforce.
Yeah, back at home, ArT, he does spend his warp ins, defends against the Oracle, protects his mineral lines, and meanwhile, ArT, he will retreat with his main force, but he doesn't need to push in. Again, he's up a base, he's up an economy. ArT does have a lead.
That he does, and we'll see if Krystianer can do something about it. For now, he's just rebuilding the 4th base, and he's still working on more stalkers, on more gateway units. It doesn't look like he's adding any Immortals to the mix.
Yeah, I mean, again, Krystianer, he's stuck with a bit of a lower tech army in a sense. I mean, he has potential for counterattacks, but at the same time, he's stuck at home. That's the problem here. He's stuck at home because of ArT's maneuvering, because of his just army positioning as well. Krystianer gets to defend.
Yeah, he has to constantly defend on. Actually, there are two fronts of this attack. The main army is up the ramp and trying to ambush the stalkers, but there are still so many shield batteries here.
The overcharge is popped. With the help of the overcharge, Krystianer, he can take the fight. He's slowly pushing forward, but alas, still just cannot get on top of the Immortals.
He cannot get on top of the Immortals, but the Immortals themselves have a bit of a hard time to get to the fight because there are so many units around. But still, they are definitely helping him. And once again, 14 probes go down just to the Zealots alone.
Yeah, Zealots, they're denying and they're shutting down any kind of transferring workers at the 4th base. 18 workers have fallen. The base itself is under fire as well. And the main army just still cannot fully engage. I mean, Krystianer, he is shaving off a lot of stalkers at least. He's thinning out the main army. But alas, ArT is still holding strong.
I mean, something scary is that even though Krystianer does not have high-tech army, his army is starting to look quite big. Like, he has amassed quite a lot of his stalkers, adding sentries to the mix as well. So, I mean, the Immortals are the real problem, but if they are being dealt with, like, Krystianer does have the numbers.
Yeah, that's a big if, though, as it looks like the 4th base is going to go down for a second time. 21 probes, the 4th base as well. Those Zealots are just wreaking havoc, and Krystianer still just cannot dive on this army, but eventually he's going to be forced into it.
Well, the first of the Immortals does get sniped, though. The second one is being saved by the blink forward. The force fields are okay, they're not amazing, but they are doing some work for Krystianer.
He does force back the army, but a second Immortal has arrived. They're going to be targeted down one after the other, but is it too little too late? The juggling from ArT, he saves the Immortal.
Yeah, and just like that, that is enough. ArT will be taking game number 1 of this best of 3 series.
GG, well played. ArT will take a lead here again. ArT is a bit of a wild card, a bit of a dark horse coming into this event. This is his first House Galactic Battle. He's been competing for a long time, but has not really traveled too often to these offline events, and he is popping off here, one game away from making it to the grand finals.
Indeed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure ArT has played quite a few of the Open Cups, didn't he? Like the House Open Cups.
Yeah. Played quite a bit of the online Open Cups and did look quite powerful in them as well. And we'll see if he can make it, if he can walk that royal road all the way to those finals. Again, ArT was the only one to really threaten Spirit so far in this event. So it would be interesting to see a rematch between the two of them. Until then, though, we're still here in the series and we could still see an ace match.
Yeah, we definitely could. I mean, it's... as ArT is playing versus Indy, apparently. That was quite funny, but yeah, it's just interesting to think about that. Like, we really like thought about Krystianer versus Spirit, you know, about like, oh, can Spirit like take his title back? Can Krystianer keep his title there? And we didn't really think about ArT. Like, I feel like ArT was kind of under the radar recently, and on this event, it just seems to pop out.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Doing very well. He is popping off, as you mentioned, and again, he's so close to going the distance here. He already took down Geralt in the best of 3. He already took down one of the other big favorites. Can he do the same to another? As we're loading into game number 2, it's going to be on Golden Aura.
Yes, indeed.
Or what's being said in the chat?
They're just setting up the lobby, and he's like, oh, sorry, I just wanted to set the colors. And I was like, you can just ask us to change colors, you know?
It's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but it's also, sometimes it's easier to just, like, it depends. I feel like if you're doing a lobby link in the chat, then it's faster to ask. But if you are inviting players to the lobby, then you might as well just, you know, set it up yourself.
Some people are asking who's who. Krystianer is the person in the, I guess, light green or gray shirt, like you're in a gray shirt, with a little bit more of, I don't know, a younger demeanor. I don't know how to say it.
He
ArT,
is younger.
yeah. ArT, he's got the red shirt.
Basically, Krystianer is on the right side of the stage, and ArT is on the left side of the stage, looking from the audience.
There you go.
But anyway, we have now loaded into game number 2, and we are now on Golden Aura, where in the bottom right corner of the map we have the first of our players. It is the blue Protoss player from Poland. It is ArT. Setting Bloody Gears.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the reigning House Galactic Battle champion, but he is down in this series, in this PvP. Can he bounce back? Getting proxied. It is Krystianer.
I have a question. Did they have the same colors last game?
I don't remember.
I'm actually not sure.
Krystianer was blue last game.
Yeah, that's why I was so confused.
Yeah.
So Indy was setting up colors, and he set it up opposite anyway.
Thank you for that, Indy. Thank you.
Thank you, Indy. Thank you, Indy.
So there's a lot going on right now. One, Krystianer is coming to a proxy, so is ArT. But ArT, with the proxy gateway, is going to move out across the map faster with the initial Zealot. We'll see how things pop off here. There's a lot being thrown out on the map.
The crab found the proxy. It's gonna tell ArT, or I mean Krystianer. Look at its
Crab
scouting.
beetle.
It's crab. Look, it literally says crab beetle. It's a crab.
Yeah, it's a crab beetle.
Anyway, the Zealot is reaching the base of Krystianer, and there is no wall off, because obviously Krystianer is not expecting anything to come in right now, and actually has to pull the probes to fight this.
Ooh, gets one probe kill already, so nice pickoff already from ArT. Gets one worker, going for another as well. It's going to come down to the drone drilling, the probe drilling even of Krystianer. Meanwhile, going for a proxy robo. Krystianer is setting up for one base all-in, but the all-in is going to be disrupted as a second probe falls.
Right, there's a second proxy from ArT. He has more than one on the same map.
Yeah, it's going to be the Stargate here from ArT, going for the Oracle into the main base. And this is going to make things awkward. So on the one hand, Krystianer is all in, ArT is not. This is just to harass. This is just for economic damage. But if he does get into the mineral line, Krystianer's not going to have anything to defend, and his all-in is going to be stifled here. He does need his economy.
Yeah, he does. Like, even if it's not a big economy, he does need that economy for the all-in. And yeah, ArT just decided to go full on aggression first with the Zealots. Unfortunately, this Adept will not work out for him, but the Oracle may completely catch Krystianer off guard.
This might be game. This is brutal here. As the Oracle's on the way, there is nothing at home. Stalkers are revealed, and that is a green light for the Oracle. The Oracle goes straight for the middle line. Probes are going down, and this is just brutal economic damage being dealt here to Krystianer.
There is one Stalker, so Oracle does not have completely free range, but that's not enough to stop it from doing a lot of damage to this mineral line. 8 probes died already, and there's a second Oracle almost about to be ready.
Yeah, we're not even done. ArT, the second Oracle is now going to be coming in. We do have 4 Stalkers in the main base, so ArT may want to hold off a little bit before committing here, as he does get eyes on the main army. Meanwhile, Krystianer does have the first Immortal coming out. But again, this all-in has been slowed down, and ArT has a lot more time to respond and to recover.
Yeah, I mean, this Immortal is a while away. Like, it's going to hunt the proxy instead. I mean, I guess that's an option, but I feel like ArT has already gotten what he wanted from this proxy. He already got the 2 Oracles out, and that's all he really needs from the Stargate.
Yeah, Krystianer's in a really rough position. The Stargate is going to be depowered, but ArT has plenty of time. He is massively ahead when it comes to the economy with the probe counts, and he's responding with his own defensive robo and his own defensive Immortal production.
Yeah, he's also setting up a lot of shield batteries in the main base itself, so he will have a means to protect his units, and by the time those Immortals reach the base of ArT, like, he should be well prepared.
He should be prepared. Krystianer is focusing down whatever proxies he can. He depowers the Stargate, depowering the gateway as well. And Krystianer has to make a choice. Does he commit to a one base all-in, or does he try to expand from here and try to get into a different kind of game state?
Not gonna lie, an Oracle killing a pylon looks quite funny, but I mean, if it works, right? And I feel like he will even deny... Nah, he won't deny this Immortal because of the War Prism.
Yeah, the Prism does siege up, so the second Immortal will still pop out. Very creative moves here from
Yeah, that's some quick thinking from Krystianer.
Yeah, from Krystianer is going to be moving out. Meanwhile, the Oracle does check, does confirm no expansion. Still the one base all in.
Yeah, so ArT knows exactly what is coming his way. He has seen the Immortals, he has seen the lack of the base. And again, he has the shield battery, so he has decent position, but does he have the firepower?
Yeah, that is the question. I mean, there are plenty of sentries, plenty of force fields available as well. Pushing up this ramp is not going to be easy. Instead, we're going for the robo. We're going for the production.
Ooh, the Drobo is quite far out, and it will be targeted. The Warpiece does come out, but nothing more will be coming out of that building. And yeah, that does hurt ArT quite a bit.
Yeah, Krystianer going for another gateway as well, so these have been nice pickoffs here. This will stifle the overall production, the army size of ArT, and ArT, he's in a bit of trouble. Only working with Stalkers and Sentries, meanwhile across the map, Oracle once again does confirm there is still no expansion.
When the 2 Immortals are being dropped straight into the main base, I mean, there are units there to defend, but still some probes will be falling down, and these Immortals are not dying.
Yeah, Krystianer, he gets a Stalker, he gets 2 Stalkers go down, and again, the main army's having a hard time keeping up. The Prism will be able to slip out, and Krystianer doing quite well for himself despite the rocky start.
ArT is getting a ninja base.
Yeah, he's going for the gold. The gold base is getting up and running. Meanwhile, the Prism is still looking for more damage. Another probe going down. These Immortals have gotten a lot of value.
Yeah, they are being quite damaged though, so they may be able to maybe they will be going down soon, but not with the right micro. Krystianer is taking really good care of them, and yeah, they're doing pretty well, but at the same time, ArT is dropping an Immortal of his own.
Yeah, he does go for his own counter drop across the map. Meanwhile, Krystianer is attempting to expand. He has been scouted. Oh, another Stalker goes down against Stalkers. They melt before these Immortals and does force a recall.
Yeah, so, I mean, Okay, so who's ahead? Both of our players have been hurt quite badly, and these Immortals are still in the base of ArT, and they are dealing damage to the probes. Probes are going down left and right. The Stalkers are
Oh
not
my
here.
God.
The sentries alone are not able to kill them.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the recall. I'm waiting to see if Krystianer ever does, sorry, ArT ever does recall over, then he will have, I mean, yes, he still does have the economic advantage, does have an abundance of minerals to work with.
I think he's waiting for Krystianer to leave, because I don't think he wants Krystianer to see that he's recalling.
Yeah, he's still waiting to deal with this prism. The prism is still healthy, they're still up and running. At the same time, ArT going for his own drop into the main, but there's still plenty to work with. Plenty of Stalkers.
Yeah, there's a lot of Stalkers, and this Warriors is in danger, so ArT has to be careful there, and yeah, he's just working on the gold base instead, as the Warpriest is now stuck in the corner.
Yeah, the prism is currently trapped here for Krystianer. Instead, he's building up on 2 bases, getting his own natural up and running. And this is still anyone's game here. It's been very chaotic. It's been very, yeah, just chaotic, probably the best word for the kind of game state that we're in. And we're kind of stabilizing, kind of.
Yeah, I guess this is as stable as PvP gets, huh? We have a ninja base, we have random buildings across the map. None of them are powered, by the way, because all the pylons were killed on both sides. And we have second bases for both players. I mean, I guess for ArT it's technically a third.
Yeah, and I mean, with this kind of setup here, I mean, the economies are quite comparable. The Oracle finally does go down, as ArT does have a bit of miscontrol. But when it comes to the game state, ArT does have the slight economic lead because of the gold base. Minerals are not the most important thing in this matchup, though. Gases do need to be taken here as both players are trying to settle into towards the mid game.
Yeah, but are we just gonna get a macro game from here?
We might. I mean, I'm really concerned for Krystianer if he never scouts the gold. This gold base is putting in a lot of work for ArT. Meanwhile, as he tries to move out, double drop into the main base with these immortals, they do once again take down another Stalker.
Yeah, and they focus the shield battery so the overcharge will not have any effect whatsoever. And the Stalkers are trying to do what they can, but these immortals have their shields recharged and they are able to pack quite a punch.
Oh, exactly. These immortals, they're barely going to be saved. Very nice juggling here from ArT. Meanwhile, across the map, Krystianer doesn't care. He's going to be pushing in, but there is an army to stop him. Oh, God, that's 4
army,
immortals.
But it is being split by a lot of the force fields, and there are still 4 immortals in the army of Krystianer. The Stalkers are not really up to match this.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the army is crumbling here. The massive mortal is snowballing out of control. Krystianer is breaking through the front lines. And even with the gold base, it does not matter here. The quality of the army, the composition itself, just does not compare to what Krystianer has.
Yeah. ArT is trying to save as many forces as he can. He does have this one immortal here. He has those 2 in the warpies across the map, but I don't know if this is enough, as Krystianer is once again at his doorstep.
Yeah, exactly. He knocks down the expansion. Krystianer probably thinks he's further ahead than he is because he's still unaware of the gold that's up and running. But regardless, a very nice fight, very good trade here by Krystianer. He does take a lead.
ArT tries once again to go with the Immortals and the Adepts as well, and there are some Stalkers here to defend, so I don't know how much damage he can do, but that does not solve the issue that is the siege in his natural.
Yeah, exactly. The prism! No! The prism goes down!
It gets down! It gets sniped together with the Immortals inside it, so that's 2 Immortals down for ArT, and he really does need them.
And Krystianer, he scouts. Hallucination has arrived, and now he knows what's going on. Now he realizes why ArT is still in the game and how he's been able to afford all of this, and he's going for the kill. He's going for the goal base, and there's no saving this expansion.
Yeah, there's no saving these probes. They will be all going down together with the Nexus. I mean, ArT is trying to move out, but he cannot match the army that Krystianer has.
Yeah, exactly. The mineral line is going to fall. The base itself, and ArT instead is going for a counterattack. He's going for a pseudo base trade, but Krystianer, I believe, does have recall available if need be, or otherwise could just embrace the base trade and just go for the main.
Yeah, honestly, if they go for a bracelet, I feel like Krystianer just wins this. I mean, with all that immortal firepower that he has, like, I guess the problem with the base trade would be just the fact that ArT's buildings are all across the map.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have the recall. We recall back to the natural. The immortal count is still in favor of ArT, though, so Krystianer is going to be slowed down by the gateway as well, as he was on a move. The immortal is going to fall.
Yeah, the immortals fall. The reinforcement, I mean, the attack is coming back, though, so they should be joining the army soon, and they should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, we come in for the full surround, and there's no way out of this for ArT. And GG gets called. Krystianer fights back, and we are going to the ace match.
GG, nicely done there. I mean, this was a truly a PvP game with all the chaos possible, where you had 3 different proxies from 2 players.
Yeah, it was very chaotic, a very chaotic game, very intense game as well, very back and forth. In the end, Krystianer, who was able to build up a death pool of an army with all those immortals, and even though ArT got away with a ninja base, he was still stuck with mainly a gateway composition, and his own immortals were across the map, of course, so was caught a little bit with his pants down, could not keep up, and now we're going all the way to game 3.
The lobby is being prepared, and yeah, we're going into that game 3 to decide which of these 2 players, which out of these 2 Protosses will be able to face Spirit in the grand finals.
Oh, who is it going to be? It's going to be one of the 2. It's going to be a Protoss regardless here, and I'm sure Spirit is well prepared. Fun fact, Spirit has only played Protoss this tournament.
I mean, that's not really surprising in a Polish tournament.
It's a Polish tournament.
Yeah, like I feel like you could not even look at the bracket and be like, yeah, he's probably gonna play a lot of Protoss, huh?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
He's warmed up.
It doesn't help that both Snogstar and Elaser were not available to play in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We did miss out on some of our Zerg representation to really mix up the brackets. But regardless, we are now jumping into that final game here. Crimson Court is where it all ends. It ends here in the ace match.
Indeed it does. And now that we are ready for Crimson Court, let us look at the first of our players, who is in the top right corner of the map. It is the blue Protoss player representing Platinum Heroes and Poland, of course. It is ArT.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Polish Protoss player representing clan SWS. It is Krystianer.
No proxy so far.
Yeah, the last time we casted ArT on this map, if you recall, he mined through the gold minerals, went for the proxy Stargates, and did end up losing the game against Geralt. So I'm sure ArT is maybe thinking a little bit better of this game state, and this time is not setting up for the proxy.
Do you think that both of our players kind of like got it out in the previous game, and now they're just gonna chill down and just play a straight up game?
Most likely. I mean, this map is not really known for proxies. The reason for it is because 2/3 of the map are walled off. There's rocks, there's mineral patches, so it's really difficult to hide pylons and to hide proxies as well. I mean, sure, you can mine through them, but there's a lot of investment that you have to really put into proxying here, more so than on other maps. So because of that, we might just see something more standard here in the early game.
Definitely see that happening. For now, Krystianer will be scouting the base of ArT. ArT's scout is a little bit later than Krystianer's. And we see that there are no hidden pylons on either side.
Yeah, both pylons are in the main base for Krystianer, both pylons are in the main base for ArT as well, so there's no fake proxy, there's no real proxy. Everything is looking quite standard for now, at least.
Yes, we have. I mean, because we don't have any proxies, our players have a bit more time for like some cheeky micro over there in the mineral line. And as we see, once again, Krystianer goes for double adept on his side, while ArT opts for the stalker and sentry. So once again, I assume Krystianer will try to be aggressive, while ArT takes a more defensive stance.
Yeah, our players have kind of taken up their roles in this game. We have our defender in ArT, we have the aggressor in Krystianer. We'll see what kind of tech we do work towards as well. We have seen a lot of robo openers out of ArT to go into immortals and to eventually glaive adepts. It's been his go-to kind of composition for quite some time. Interestingly enough, though, Krystianer, he opens up with 2 adepts and he's going for a 3rd and 4th adept as well.
Yeah, I mean, he has done it in the previous time he went for double adept as well. Like, he does go into 4 and he puts a lot of pressure on his opponent early on, and it just seems to be his style, really.
Yeah, it's what he went for on Oceanborn, I believe, where he went for quadruple adept alongside an oracle. Meanwhile, the Shade does get into the main base. Oh,
Yeah, they do, but they're able to get 4 workers, which is not the worst, but they do go down, both of them.
Yeah, 2 adepts for 4 probes, not a bad trade for Krystianer, and he's not done. We have 2, and then a 5th and 6th adept on the way as well, so just continuing adept aggression. And behind this, interesting Krystianer is going not for the Stargate, for the Robo.
That is very interesting, because I would assume either a Stargate, as you said, or maybe like a Twilight Council for like Glaives or something, considering how many adepts he's getting. But no, we are going for the Robo instead.
Yeah, so this should be for early Immortal production. Meanwhile, ArT opening up Twilight Council should be for Blink instead. So ArT going for a more standard composition. Krystianer going for something a little bit more robust, less flexible, less mobile for Immortals.
Yeah, but for now he has these mobile force here, which are the adepts, and they are once again shading straight into the main base, and with 4 of them they should be able to get some workers.
Oh, they deny so much mining time. The probes, they try to come back in. 3 probes going down already, and there's still 3 adepts wreaking havoc in the main base. It's still not cleaned up.
Yeah, and they shade into the natural base, waiting for the probes to move here maybe, but there are none, so it doesn't look like they will be getting any damage here, but they are shading once again into the main base.
And now we're down to 2 adepts, but 2 adepts is still enough to one-shot, so they get another almost 3 probe kills, barely a 3rd probe towards the end. And with that, we do see Krystianer taking a pretty massive worker lead.
Yeah, I mean, the aggression is definitely paying for Krystianer there, but now it's time for the response, as ArT is marching forward. He dealt with all of the adepts, and now he is able to counterattack.
And again, he's going to be running into Immortals. There's already 1, soon to be 2 Immortals here back at home to defend. So Krystianer, he's ready for the counterattack, even though Blink is on the horizon for ArT. With all these Immortals, breaking the natural is not going to be easy.
Yeah, and I think that's not even enough Stalkers to like dink on top of the Immortals or anything.
Oh.
He does single out the sentries though, which is nice, but he's losing sentries of his own.
Oh, yeah, 2 sentries go down for a sentry and a stalker, so we do have a bit of a back and forth trade. Krystianer does hold his own, and again, is building up more Immortals. And this is the power of this map as well, where Krystianer is mining through those middle patches, looking to take a secure 3rd base.
Yeah, and he will be able to secure it, as you said, because of those Immortals. Although he does take the 3rd on the front after all, so not gonna go for the one behind the wall after pot.
Yeah. He thinks better of it. He mined through 1 patch, but only the 1 mineral patch, taking the triangular 3rd base instead. But what is interesting here is that ArT is taking in a very interesting direction. He's going for the Robo straight into the bay, trying to rush into Disruptors.
I mean, that's definitely an interesting decision, because as you said, the Krystianer's army will be much slower with all those Immortals, so the Disruptors may be able to catch some of his units.
Yeah, it's one of those things where ArT is being quite greedy. He's cutting a lot of corners by rushing into Disruptors, and until he gets any Disruptors, he is vulnerable to a push. He's very vulnerable to a move out. But alas, as you mentioned, because Krystianer has no blink, it is unlikely for Krystianer to move out anytime soon, and ArT might be able to get away with that Disruptor production.
We'll see about that. For now, Krystianer looks like he's just opening some paths, but if he moves across the map, it may get quite tricky for ArT. ArT actually did take that linear 3rd base instead. And I mean, it has its good and bad sides. It's also, I feel like, a bit closer by grounds to Krystianer.
It is closer by ground, and Krystianer, he does spot it, does confirm with the Observer. He is fully aware, but the first Disruptor has arrived, and yeah, again, pushing into Disruptors is never an easy thing to do, so ArT will have that greater Defender's advantage. First Disruptor is out, second Disruptor's on the way, but before we can really build up critical mass of Disruptors, Krystianer, he wants to deny that expansion.
Yeah, he has those 2 Immortals still. He has some sentries in his army as well. Dodges the Phoenix, actually. I'm not sure how intentional that was. And he will be marching into the 3rd.
Yeah, he just ignores the worker, going straight for the expansion. Meanwhile, the army does rock up, does force field the ramp. Oh!
I mean, it does force field that little hole that was made in the minerals. The Disruptor can't even get past through it. And so the rest of the army.
Okay, I assumed that Krystianer, he was move committing forward to try to sneak up on the base, but no, he went for the expansion. Meanwhile, oh my god, massive Nova does connect. 1 Immortal goes down, and the other Immortal gets targeted as well.
Yeah, but so did the one from ArT, so this is just Gateway Army versus Gateway Army, but in the end, the numbers are on the side of ArT, and he still has that Disruptor that is currently recharging.
Yeah, meanwhile, reinforcements have arrived. Second disruptor has arrived as well. The Novas are available once again, and Krystianer, he has to back off, he has to retreat, and ArT does save the base.
Yeah, that was a nice clutch defense there from ArT. He was quite stuck there in the passage, but in the end he was able to defend this base completely, and at the same time as Krystianer was pressing on this base, he did take his fourth though.
Yeah, fourth base is now getting up and running. Krystianer, he hasn't taken his gases at his third or even only just one at the natural, so Krystianer is going for a very gateway heavy composition. Basically, purely Stalker and Charge Load for Krystianer. Very aggressive, very just high, a little bit high risk, high reward because Krystianer doesn't scale amazingly into a longer game, but that is going to be a lot of Zealots.
Yeah, something to point out, other than the Zealots, we also have Darkshine on the way, so ArT may be a little bit surprised by DTs coming into his base. I mean, he is well prepared to fight a frontal attack. You know, he's pushing away that army of Krystianer, but if the DTs manage to sneak in, they can do quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, for now, Zealot drop into the main, Stalkers are in position. At the same time, Krystianer pushing in towards that right-hand side, and he wants those disruptors. He blinks in! He gets one! He gets two!
Yeah, he focuses both disruptors. I think one Nova might have connected. I'm not quite sure if any of them did, and recall is being forced on ArT, and he just barely has enough Stalkers, but I'm not even sure about that.
Yeah, the Zealots, they close the distance. We have reinforcements on the way, and Krystianer is snowballing out of control. He's breaking through the front line. He did focus out all three disruptors, not a single Nova connected in the end, and it looks like Krystianer has done it. He's broken this third base at the same time. Warpins into the main base. Zealots here in the main as well, distracting reinforcements. And with more Zealots coming in, Krystianer, he barely has enough.
Yeah, the Zealots are really clutch here. The reinforcements from the Chargers are helping him a lot. They are dealing with these Stalkers. I mean, the SimCity does not help, but GG is called, and Krystianer will be taking the series 2-1.
GG, well played. Congratulations, Krystianer. He will reclaim his place in the top 2 of Poland. Does barely bring down ArT, but it was a very close back and forth. It was a very clutch series.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, Krystianer will fight to defend the title in the grand finals. Spirit is already waiting there for him, and we were mentioning that before, that like something that we did not see was Krystianer versus Spirit, and it looks like we will be getting that this time.
There we go. We have that rematch here. As again, Krystianer, he did face off against Spirit earlier today, did go in favor of Spirit, but now Krystianer, I'm sure, is a little bit more accustomed to Spirit. Now he's going to be a little bit more prepared, and we'll see if he has something different in store for Spirit in those finals in that best of 7.
Yeah, I mean, a best of 7 is also a very different series to a best of 3, so we will see who really like endures the entire series there, and who is able to bring it into victory in the end.
Bring it home.
Bring it home, yes.
There you go.
Look, English is very good. Yes.
Here you go. And I'm also getting excited as well for the intro ceremony. I know usually you've got like Danskik stepping in as the host role, and you've got the crowd shots. I don't think we've actually gotten many crowd shots. I mean, I haven't been looking at the clean feed or at the mainstream too much.
Oh, we have been getting crowd shots lately. That's why I'm trying to show them off on stream. From the people who are there, we are getting reports that actually the place is quite packed. So, you know, it's always nice to see.
Yeah, it's always appreciated here, and I'm sure we're going to be having that lovely kind of like setup with the players walking through the crowd to get into their place on the main stage. And yeah, we do have our finals soon to be ready for us. It's going to be that PvT. Spirit and Krystianer are going to be getting ready. Oh boy, I do favor Spirit coming into this, but I hope it's not one-sided. I hope it's not a 4-0. I want to see a back and forth. I want to see Krystianer fight back and show us all why he is the reigning House Galactic Battle champion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as we said before, like he is one of the, how do I put it? Like he is the rising talent, I would say, of the Polish scene currently. So it would be interesting to see him go back and forth with Spirit. And yeah, I mean, he will get a chance to do so in those grand finals.
His PvT is going to be put to the test. For now, we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, the grand finals of the House Galactic Battle will be upon us.
See you soon.